In this task, we need to create a persistence volume, and then we are going to claim that volume, and then we are going to attach that volume to this container. And then we can expose this on port number 3008. If you click on this website here, it shows 502 bad gateway because backend parts are not running yet. So if you run the command kgetpvo, and then if you run df-h, so we have 768 gigabytes of free storage available in on this node on the system. So if you look at this diagram, so we are trying to reach our website from 3008 port. So, and then we are going to create a container using NGINX image with the latest stack, and we are going to mount to this location our volume. So before that, what we are doing actually, we have this directory inside this slash mount security. Even if you don't create, that's fine. So with this host path, we are going to create 4 gigabytes of volume. That means Kubernetes can access 4 gigabytes of storage from this space. So, and then we can mount it. And then once you create this persistence volume, then persistence volume claim, basically volume claim nothing but we are requesting certain amount of storage for our container to use. So that's what we're going to achieve. So let's dive in. Create a file, pod.yaml, and then we need to create persistence volume and then look for it, persistence volumes with manual class, because we are going to use manually creating this persistence volume. So look for it. Maybe we can check official docs actually. This one, you scroll down, this is part definition, this is persistence volume claim, and this is persistence volume. Storage class shows nothing. Let's look for more parameters for that. So if you scroll down, claim, so we need persistence volume, right? It's claim, it's part definition. Yeah, you can get this black. I think till here that's enough for us. So here persistence volume, the name should be PV-Nautilus, PV-Nautilus, and capacity, it should be 4 gigabytes. And access modes, read write once, that looks fine. We need to define the storage class as well. Storage class, so that's manual. Yeah, that's fine. Actually it should be storage class name, I think. If you have doubt, look in here, you can type storage class name. Yeah, storage class name. And then that looks fine, and we need to mount to host path, right? So let's do that. It should be aligned to this capacity, host path, and then path/mnt and security. You can look in here as well if you have doubt. Host path, is that, yeah, you can see host path and path to that. So we have only one node cluster, so we just going to mount it to our node itself. So this one we're done. Just put 3 hyphens just to separate Otherwise you will be facing some errors with this manifest file. Now we're done with persistence volume. So this one is going to be created. Now we need to claim it. Claiming means we are going to request certain amount of storage from this persistence volume. So let's do that. If you do persistent volume claim, so simply we can call PVC. So let's look for sample file. So get that. Yeah, we can use this maybe. Yeah, storage class, scroll down a bit. Yeah, we can go with this. Let's get this and paste it. Persistence volume. Oh, it's persistence volume. Actually we need claim. Sorry, my bad. Persistence volume claim, scroll down. Yeah, you can get this and paste it. And the persistence volume claim name should be PVC Nautilus. It's PVC hyphen Nautilus and access mode read write once. So these things needs to be matched with the PV persistence volume, otherwise it won't claim it. So let me separate this with, that's fine. You can use any editor actually. VS Code would be perfect actually. So access modes read write once, that's fine. PVC Nautilus, that looks fine. Under specs we need to have a storage class. It's manual, so it should match above PV storage class as well. So above we give manual, so match it. And we have 4 gigabytes, so we just need, out of 4 GB we need 2 gigabyte storage. That's fine. And then we don't need this volume mode actually. So access modes read write once, and then resource requesting we have 2 gigabytes. So that's fine for now. And then now define our pod definition. So let's go for, just look for pod. Just sample pod. Yeah, this looks fine. Just get this. Okay. Now the pod name, pod Nautilus. Pod Nautilus. And the container's name, container-Nautilus. And image should be NGINX latest. And volume mount, this is usually inside the container, user share NGINX HTML. So this is the root directory. So from this location NGINX container source files. And here we are creating a volume. So name you can put anything. So I could say my storage, and then persistence volume claim. So we need to give the claim name. So the claim name is PVC Nautilus. So we are claiming, we are creating a volume from PVC. So try to understand workflow. First we create a PV persistence volume from our host, and then we are claiming certain storage from the PV, that's a PVC, and then from the PVC we are creating a volume. So the PVC name is PVC-Nautilus. Just have a look on this diagram to get an idea. PVC Nautilus. So I gave my volume name is my storage. So let's use this here. My hyphen storage. That looks fine. Service, because we need to expose on port. So look for node service, service in kth, then look for NodePort, node NodePort, type cluster. So we just need NodePort 1. So yeah, this one would be fine. These are comments, just delete them. So we need to match these labels with our pod. So I'm just gonna create app NGINX, and we're going to use 30008 port on node. So service name they didn't specify, and okay, service name should be web-nautilus. So make sure web-nautilus. That looks fine. We need to give labels to our pod. So inside metadata, define labels, and then give the same labels. Save it. Now apply that. Okay, pod persistence volume in version v1 cannot be handled. Persistence volume quantities must match the regular expression. Okay, something PV. Okay, PV. We have an issue with PV. Let's check that. Persistence volume metadata, spec, capacity, storage class name manual. That looks fine. Capacity, storage. Oh, my bad. Actually, this should align with capacity. Okay, again, my bad. This actually, just remove this part. Because it is thinking that it's inside the capacity, so you can paste it here. Now apply it. Now it's been done. If you click on this, if you refresh it otherwise, okay, it seems that we have get PV. That looks fine. Get PV looks fine. Get SVC. Let's check this file again. This happens because this is the way we troubleshoot. So let's scroll down, labels, app NGINX, select NodePort, this looks fine. So what's the issue? Okay, now we are getting 403. Let's check this wall, the mount location. Inside the pod / ESR share NGINX HTML, that looks fine. Just refresh it again, just click on it. Okay, now get pivot. Let's get into the container. Okay, exec-it pod nautilus and then bash. If you go to slash user share nginx and html, okay, it doesn't have index file here. Let's check in where www. Okay, it doesn't have this that directory, I think. That's fine. So now what we can do, we can create an index file, index.html, hello world. So if you refresh it, now you can see that it's coming from that location. Exit it. Let me check this file again. That looks good. Okay, now if you delete this part, whatever the changes you made inside that container, these things are going to be persistent because that is stored on this host physical volume. So if I delete it, okay, delete pivo, it's broken now. If you apply that file again, it's going to create a fresh container from the fresh image, but that volume is automatically going to mount to that part. So now we can see that old code. So this is how you can have a persistent storage. That means even if the container recreates, you can still have that. So that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, okay, before this, let's check the task results. It's been successful. Thank you so much for watching.